Hey guys, this is LtCrunch2 coming at you with another game. This is going to be a game between Junails, the red Terran, and LtCrunch2 the blue Protoss. So LtCrunch2 just sent me a couple of games recently, and so yeah, I've been casting a couple of his games, and I've got a lot of games right now I have the opportunity to cast, but I'm always looking for more. So if you ever want to send me a replay of your game and you say, hey, I want this to be cast, please email it to me at analbumcoverscii at gmail.com. And yeah, I'd love to cast it. If you ever have a question about something, I'm actually in the process of working on some economic analysis videos that I'm getting a lot of help with from one of my friends. I can't say a whole lot about it because I want it to be a surprise, but at the same time you should be very excited about that because I know a lot of times I have said, you know, you should do this as far as economy, and you should do this, and you know, you've got to have 3 SCVs per mineral patch to be the best, and so a lot of you may just take that for granted, or a lot of you may think I'm a liar. So hopefully some of these videos will be able to be interesting and provide a little insight on the subject. So like I said, this is on Metalopolis. Great map, in my opinion, one of the best maps in the game, and this probe will be able to actually sneak in here because there's not another supply depot there. So getting the scout off, and also going to harass a little bit. Actually, no, I thought he was turning around to harass, but no, he's just going to go straight out. In the couple games that we've seen LtCrunch2 do, he's not big on harassing with his scouting probe, which probes are so OP, like it's ridiculous. Oh, and actually that SCV looks like that could have blocked that pylon and gateway. So yeah, this is gonna be a good game, I am sure. Looks like we're seeing the same sort of thing we have seen in the past from LtCrunch2, is the 2-gate, and if we see a cybernetics core right now, or in a very second, he looks like he's moving out to place one as soon as he gets enough minerals. If we see a cybernetics core, that will ensure it is a 4-gate push, and there it is. The only thing we don't see right now is we don't see a proxy pylon. So it'll be interesting to see how junails responds to this, because junails does have a bunker right now with 2 Marines. He's just making Marines right now, and he's got enough minerals for another barracks. But he is building straight Marines at this point. Okay, and we see a factory going down. So whether that's tanks or whether that's anything else, looks like going to grab his 2nd refinery. So that very well could be some sort of tank build. Maybe if he can get those tanks quick enough, he will be able to siege up and defend against this 4 warp gate push. But right now we don't see a lot of harass going on. We don't see a lot of really anything, except both players is just doing what they want to do for now. We do see these other 2 gateways coming down, and these zealots are going to be able to hold off that SCV, just chopping it to bits. So yeah, and not actually chrono boosting the warp gate research, so interesting there. We're seeing a Twilight Council and then robotics bay, so very interesting. I'm not sure LtCrunch2 has enough economy, that is, to actually be able to support all these buildings. Yeah, I'm not sure. So we're going to be able to see how this pans out. Right now, Junails is still doing very well as far as making Marines. Got this bunker here and a few Marines out here. Made another barracks, and he's actually getting a tank and siege tech. So we'll have enough stuff to hopefully fight against this 4 warp gate push. And we are okay. These stalkers will get blinked just as the robotics bay finishes. So it's going to be probably going to get an observer. A lot of times, this has really been frustrating when I've played against Protoss, is you can use an observer and spot the high ground up here, and then you can just blink up the up this big, I'm thinking of the word, not ramp, it's cliff. That is the word that I was thinking of. So you can just use an observer to spot the high ground, then blink up the cliff. And this siege tank can be sieged at any moment, but is refusing to. So right now we are just seeing these 4 warp gates actually being come in. Looks like Lieutenant Crunch is just about supply blocked at this point, and forced to build 4 pylons to ensure that he does not get supply blocked. That's something that can happen a lot if you're not careful when you 4 warp gate, is that you can get supply blocked pretty easily, because like just warping in those 4 stalkers, that's 8 supply that you do go up. So that is pretty intense. However, we are going to see junails moving out with this marine and tank army. But right now these stalkers are going to be able to shoot this as it passes by, and that's 1 marine that's not going to fight, and 1 tank basically being taken out, escaping with 4 hit points. That is not what you need to do. If Lieutenant Crunch did a great job positioning those units there, however, junails needed to walk and micro and walk around this area here in order to ensure that didn't happen. But using this blink micro, he's able to take both tanks out, and also all of these marines. He is also getting a warp prism instead of using a proxy pylon at this point. This marauder and marine are forced to pull back with this tank and marauder, but this warp prism, junails has no idea it is even here, and it will just start warping in stalkers, and I'm sure stalkers at this point, because Zealot Legs is not actually being researched at all. So gonna probably be stalkers right into the main. Yep, 4 stalkers right as these stalkers are approaching the actually the entrance to junails Basin. Lieutenant Crunch does have that observer there. Going to be able to see exactly when those units are not even there. The APM, you know, we've seen Lieutenant Crunch win a couple games, and it certainly seems he's doing very well in this game, and actually blinking out of the range of that tank. So that was great control there. But something, he doesn't have an incredible APM, and I do know from talking with him that he is a diamond player. And so, but it just goes to show you that you really don't need an incredible Korean APM to be decent and to actually be good. So junails does go ahead and GG at this point. So we can see Lieutenant Crunch did just have excellent multitasking there, able to warp in units here and attack the supply line, and then also warping units there at the backs, actually attack at the front. So but yeah, that was a great game by Lieutenant Crunch, and remember to email me your games and I would love to see them. So this is an album cover signing off.